Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024. Welcome to day 1169. An Israeli airstrike killed 7 aid workers with the World Central Kitchen charity. This led to the charity suspending delivery of 240 tons of food to Gaza, where famine is imminent. The U.S.-based disaster relief nonprofit group said its team was traveling through a demilitarized zone in 2 armored cars and a third vehicle, all of which were clearly marked with the World Central Kitchen logos, when the convoy was hit 3 times in succession by missiles fired from a drone until the aid workers were all dead. The organization had coordinated its movements with the IDF in advance. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu admitted that an unintentional Israeli airstrike killed innocent people in Gaza, adding, "This happens in war." The White House, meanwhile, said it was outraged and that the attack was emblematic of a larger problem. WCK has served 42 million meals in the 175 days it's operated in Gaza, and more than 200 aid workers have now been killed during the 6 months of Israeli attacks. Back in the United States, Florida's Supreme Court ruled that the state constitution does not protect abortion rights and allowed the state's 6-week abortion ban to take effect on May 1st. However, in a separate ruling, the court allowed a proposed state constitutional amendment on the November ballot, which would enshrine abortion rights into the state's constitution. Amendment 4, if it's approved, will allow abortion up to the point of viability, which is generally around 24 weeks into a pregnancy. Constitutional amendments in Florida need the support of at least 60% of voters to be approved. Meanwhile, in New York, a judge expanded Trump's gag order to prevent him from attacking family members of those involved in the criminal hush money case against him. Judge Juan Merchant expanded the gag order after Trump repeatedly targeted his daughter in social media posts. The judge said Trump's pattern of attacking family members of presiding jurists and attorneys assigned to his cases serves no legitimate purpose. It merely injects fear in those assigned or called to participate in the proceedings, that not only they, but their family members as well, are fair game for defendants' vitriol. When jury selection begins on April 15th, Trump will become the first former American president to face criminal prosecution. Meanwhile, Trump posted a $175 million bond in his New York civil fraud case, preventing State Attorney General Letitia James from seizing his assets while the case is under appeal. Last week, a New York appeals court reduced Trump's $464 million bond down to $175 million and extended the deadline by 10 days after more than 30 bond companies rejected Trump. If Trump doesn't win on appeal, he will have to pay more than $450 million. Last year, New York Supreme Court Justice Arthur Engoron found Trump, the Trump Organization, Trump Jr., Eric Trump, and 2 former executives liable for knowingly inflating Trump's net worth to get better loans and business deals. Speaking of which, Trump's net worth fell by more than $1 billion as shares of his MAGA meme stock social media company plunged by 21.5%. The Trump Media and Technology Group disclosed a $58 million net loss for 2023, while generating total revenues of $4.1 million. Trump owns 57% of the company, a stake which is now worth $3.76 billion on paper. The company says it expects to operate at a loss for the foreseeable future. And finally, a group of House Republicans introduced a bill to rename D.C.'s Dulles International Airport to the Donald J. Trump International Airport. The effort has very little chance of passing in Congress, given the Republicans' 1-vote majority in the House and the Democratic control of the Senate. Democrats called the bill ridiculous and an attempt by Republicans to suck up to Trump. One Democrat said, "Dulles is an old, ugly airport that no one wants to see, so I think it is a fitting tribute to 45. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.